Hey guys, this is Victoria from Girl with a Butterfly, and I'm sharing a flip through today of a journal that I made for Kim. Her Instagram handle is Dodges and Daisies, and I think like a year ago or so, we started kind of just talking about our heritage, and we had found out that, so she said her grandmother was Ukrainian, and so she grew up learning a lot about Ukrainian culture. And my dad's from Ukraine, my mom's from Belarus, so I also grew up, I would say, very culturally Slavic. And so I told her I'd make her a journal a long time ago, and I get so stuck in my head about, I have so many ideas, and I kind of just continue to research ideas for journals instead of just finally making them. So I decided I would make her one before Christmas. And I did go to Belarus last summer with my mom and my sisters for my mom's family still lives in Belarus, and one of her nieces, so my cousin, was getting married. So we all went, and I perused several bazaars while we were there. So I got a lot of really cool fabric and fun little craft items. And this fabric right here is actually like a pillowcase. It's supposed to be a pillowcase. And I took out the pillows actually before I came back from Belarus so that I could fit it into my suitcase. I have two of these. And the reason I chose this one for Kim is because she said her grandmother really loved roses. And I sent her a picture of a couple of different ones, and she did say this was her favorite. So I actually altered an old book that I had. I don't remember what the book was about, but it was one that I wasn't really interested in ever reading. So I wanted it to be hardcover, mainly because I just don't do a lot of sewing. So to me, this was a good alternative. And then this trim is actually also from one of the bazaars. I got so much stuff there. Honestly, there was one little cute shop, like a tent in the middle of the bazaar. And I spent like an hour or two in there. I bought so much stuff, like almost all of the ribbon. And so we spent hours there just measuring everything, counting it up and seeing how much it would cost and whether or not it would fit into my suitcase. And luckily it did. So anyway, this is what the back looks like, the sides right here. And then when you open it, I have like this cool, this was also, I think, just a pillowcase, like pillowcase material. This is actually from St. Petersburg, and it also had some nesting dolls on it that I cut out, and you'll see it in the rest of the journal. And then right here, this image is actually from Lydia Raindrop Lila. I'm on her design team, and she has a really cool fall collection of all these different images. And this just reminds me of like a little cozy cottage you would see in a Russian or Ukrainian Slavic fairy tale. And there's actually one, but I couldn't find the exact image. And some of the images were creepy when I would Google them, but there's a fairy tale, so Baba Yaga, which means witch in Russian and Ukrainian. So the witch would sit in a house on chicken feet. So I thought this kind of resembled it, but it was still really cute and not creepy looking in any way. And then I put these little flowers right here just because of Kim's name, Dodges and Daisies. She really likes daisies. So I tried to implement that throughout the journal as well. And then this paper right here is from a digital kit I found on Etsy that I just searched specifically for this journal. All right, this is some embroidery pages I got from a book. So most of the pages are Russian, Ukrainian. Some of them I ordered from people on Etsy or I got from pen pals. This one is just from a regular embroidery book, but I liked the colors so much and the patterns. It definitely reminded me of pillows, blankets, and other things that I grew up seeing, and it just reminds me of Slavic culture. And then right here is a postage stamp that was made bigger, so obviously not to scale with a Ukrainian woman. I thought that was really pretty, so I put that on the first page for her. These are flowers. I don't think they're daisies, but again, they're reminiscent of daisies, so I included them in here. And Kim did say she really likes yellows, oranges, reds for crafting, so I stayed away from like the colors I end up gravitating toward, which are like blues, purples, really vibrant colors, and I always add a ton of glitter, but I tried to keep it within kind of what she gravitates towards in her journaling. This is some onion skin paper right here. This is from a book that I got when I was in St. Petersburg. So it just has a lot of, I think this is the Winter Palace actually, this image. And it's so beautiful in real life. I don't think the pictures do it justice, but still just really like the color palette in here. And this is the inside. It's so stunning. Just love all the intricate details. And this is a page I got from a pen pal, I believe, or I might have ordered it on Etsy, and then I just stamped some cute little nesting dolls on here. This is also a fabric piece or lace trim that I got from Belarus. This is from that same kit that I found this little cozy cottage in from Raindrop Lila. And I just thought it went so well with the color palette, and I'm sending it to Kim this week, so she'll get it, what month is it? I don't even know, by mid-June at the latest, or mid-October at the latest, and so she could use it as a fall journal. This is a beautiful image I got from Etsy. Again, just a Ukrainian woman with, wearing traditional head covering. I believe they're called kosynka. That's what my grandma always called them, kosynka in Russian, or maybe that's Ukrainian. My grandma would speak Russian and Ukrainian. She would just combine it, so I never knew there was a difference until I got older. And this is a USSR, I think like a baggage tag that I got from Donkey Journals on Instagram. She sells a lot of really cool ephemera. I think she's in Norway, but she gets really cool like Finnish stuff, a lot of Finnish ephemera, a lot of Russian or, USSR ephemera. And then this is just a picture of daisies that I thought would be a fun journaling card for Kim. This is a nesting doll wax seal that I thought was adorable. Oh, and then right here, I have a couple of things. So this is, again, just in case she wanted to embellish one of her pages with some autumn-looking things. This is from a floral book. So those two flowers, you can see them peeking through right there. I got them from this flower book where they're like pop-up flowers. And there was a daisy one. So I guess those are daisies, after all. This is a candy wrapper. I was at my mom's house, and she always has she goes to the Russian store nearby and gets a lot of Russian goodies and snacks and things like that. And she had a bunch of candy out on the kitchen counter. So I took a couple of them, ate them all, and then decided I would just laminate this. And I'm not sure how I would use this or how Kim would use it, but I'm sure she'll think of something creative. That says Romashka, so not daisies. Technically it's chamomile, but still thought it was cute. And then some fun embellished paper I got from Happy Mail, again in that orange fall theme. And this is a map I got in Belarus. I can read this, but I read so slow. I'm not gonna be able to translate everything, but basically it's a map. And it folds, the pages were all folded, so if you unfold them, it turns into this huge map. So I just kept some of the folds, if that makes sense, and made pockets out of them. This is some writing paper to learn how to write in Cyrillic, so Russian letters, and I chose the one with K for Kim, and then I coffee dyed it. And this is also some Russian trim I got at one of the bazaars in Belarus. This is supposed to be beet dyed paper, although it's not very purple. I added turmeric to give it some color because the beets, I was cooking them for hours and hours, and I'm not an expert at dyeing paper, so that was the only way to get some color. Here's some more of those pages. They're really fun. I love the texture. They're nice to the touch. It's a fun little fabric ruffle right here with the orange pin. This is also from that fall kit from Raindrop Lila. I was gonna deck it out in a bunch of really cute mushrooms and a forest theme, but I always need to remember that when I'm sending a journal to someone, the whole point is that they get to embellish however they want, so I just left that there on its own. And then here's some more of that digital kit I found on Etsy with really cool folktale patterns. Some more of that book page. This is another a baggage claim ticket. And then this is a Ukrainian princess, I guess. You can always tell when there's sunflowers because that's the national flower of Ukraine. Some more of those pop-up flower images. I tried to make it pop up in the book, but it was getting to be too sophisticated for me, honestly. So I ended up because every time I would try to open it, one flap wouldn't open the right way. So then I decided to just flatten it and hot glue it down. A cute little forest and fox image. And there's a lot of stories, like Russian like kids' tales about like the conniving fox or the clever fox in the forest. So lots of forest themes in those stories. So this I just got from like a Michael's, probably just some scrapbook paper, and added it in here. And then I just like the pattern on this book page, so I put it in here as well. Ooh, and there are some fun ephemera pieces in here, like original pieces. This is actually from Ruby and Pearl, one of her digi-kits, and I noticed that, like, I thought it was so cool that the stamp says Rose in Russian, so I included that in for Kim to use. And then this is Duches, which is so funny. I remember anytime I'd go to Belarus, we would drink these. It's like soda, basically. So this is pear-flavored soda, and they're so good. So I thought this was cool. And then this is a bus ticket, another bus ticket, a couple more pieces of ephemera. I don't know what that says. It's like Russian cursive. Sometimes I mix up the letters. Oh, piva, so wine, some kind of wine. Some more bus tickets, and then a playing card that I thought reminded me of like a Russian rug. It's not actually Russian, but I thought it was reminiscent of that, so I included it. This is a Raindrop Lila Digi. Just wanted to create a little pocket here. Some more of that, that book page, the book pages from that book I got from St. Petersburg. Lots of like amber tones, and that's kind of the national stone. And so actually, you'll see in a little bit, I got some amber stones from the Baltic Sea. I think from Lithuania, that's where they originate, and so I included those. This is from a cute little book. It's super old, so naturally aged, pretty brittle, I would say, so she'll have to be careful. It says Katya I Bichok, which is like a baby bull, basically, and Katya is like Katerina. It's the nickname for Katerina. This is a book page I got from a book, random book in Belarus, and then I just coffee dyed it a bit. Some more book pages. Again, some of that like really beautiful amber. And my mom, when she emigrated from Belarus to the US, she brought with her some really beautiful amber beads, and I still have them in a jewelry box. And so I just love that color, and I think it's definitely goes well with the fall vibes. Some more book pages with a little nesting doll stamp. This is again from that folktale pattern kit that I got on Etsy. Here, they're USSR, so it says mail USSR basically, so postage stamps. They're original. I got just a couple of them on Etsy and included some for Kim. Then I just kind of went all out with some gold hearts and little chicken stamps. And then here's that I was telling you in the beginning, there's some like pillowcase fabric pieces that I included, and I cut out this little nesting doll for her to use however she wants. It's just clipped in here with some rose trim. Some more of those like old vintage book pages that I included for her to use however she wants. Ooh, and then I have a collection of old like Russian vintage postcards, and this just says right here Zayat, so bunny or rabbit. Some more lace that I also got in Belarus. This is just like a magazine cutout. I cut it out. I think it was a bowl from some furniture magazine and had daisies, so I included it in here for her. And this little floral piece right here just reminded me of daisies as well, so I thought I'd add some interest to this page and include it. It's just pinned in with a little heart button. This is a fun page. So this is, it says King Nicholas or Tsar Nicholas. So it's a tea bag, and I included it in here for her to use as ephemera. Just some fun little, there's sticker tickets. And then some more ephemera right here, like original. I think that says Talon. Oh gosh, I think that means ticket or something. I say I speak Russian fluently, but when it comes down to it, there's always like random words that I just don't know. This is kino, which is movie. I think those are like movie tickets. And then some more of those USSR postage stamps. And then I just laminated this little like tuck spot here for her, or belly band, with some of those postage stamps of the women. Like the first page, this one was enlarged, and these are printed to size. Whoops. Okay, I'll fix this later. Some more pages right here, writing pages. Oh, and this is just such a cute image I found on Etsy, and I just love it. The little girls with their head wraps or head coverings, whatever you want to call them. Little boy reading a book. Super cute. And then this pattern paper right here is actually from the inside cover of the original book, and I know that Kim likes orange, so I salvaged that and included it in here for her to use. With another wax seal. All right, we're almost done. This is super cute. It's a cute little charm, like a nesting doll bronze charm. And what's super adorable is when you look at it on the back, it has like a little bow tie for the back side of the nesting doll. And then just added some tiny little beads. All right, and then this is the last half of that map that I was telling you about I got in Belarus. That's the cost. So I know it's still in rubles, but again, I don't know how to count. Like, I'd always have my mom come with me so that I was paying the right amount for things. I got some really cool old postcards from Etsy, like a collection of old Russian postcards. Oh yeah, from Leningrad, 1984. So this is a brooch from Moscow. And then I got this card when I was in Belarus. I got a ton of greeting cards. They're so pretty. Look at that. Here's the back. When you open it, it's blank, minus the cost that they wrote on the bottom. All right, and then this page, I think this is probably my favorite. Again, from that pillowcase cover, I just cut out that little rooster. And then this is from Raindrop Lila, one of her DigiKits. I think it's Camille. And here's where the amber beads I was talking about. I just put them on some wire, just different shades of amber. Just like a cool tag for her to write on. All right, some more forest scrapbook paper, because again, like fairy tales often take place in the woods, in the forest. There's that clever little fox, probably trying to get to that deer. Actually, I don't know if they eat deer. Probably not. Some more nesting doll stamps right here. The last of that St. Petersburg book page. Onion paper, the embroidery paper, and at the very end, just looks like this. This is another little nesting doll I cut out, and she's so cute. She's drinking tea, which is a big part of, honestly, it's like Slavic culture. When people come over, you always serve them tea, or when they're about to leave, you serve them tea. Never leave them empty-handed. So that was a really big part of my life growing up, and I do believe Kim does like to drink tea, so I thought that was a really good way to end the journal. And then some more of that, the pattern paper from the digital kits I found on Etsy. And that pretty much wraps it up. I'm excited to mail it to her, and she's so creative. If you guys don't follow her, I encourage you to do so. So again, Kim Dodges and Daisies. Her full name's Kim Dodge, and she just does really cool. She makes her own digitals and is always sharing some of her her work, whether it's digital or not, even just her spreads, and they're so gorgeous. So anyway, if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.